Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of Unnecessary Rants. And in this episode, I decided to talk about PE in general in secondary schools in the UK. PE was something that I never enjoyed. It was never a pleasant experience. In my experience, it was always just awful. The amount of sick notes that I would get my mum to write for me so that I didn't have to do PE, you would not believe. I would be going to school limping and saying that I injured my knee or twisted my ankle just so that I could get out of PE. But there were some times where I had to do PE, and so you turn up in the changing rooms, and the boys' changing rooms, I'm pretty sure they look exactly the same in every school. And they weren't very nice, but one thing that you need to know about boys' changing rooms in PE is that they are sectioned off. You've got the popular kids that like to fight each other and spray deodorant in each other's eyes. Then there's the popular kids that don't talk to anyone and just stand in the corner on their own. And then there's the strange kids that like to whip each other with their shirts. And then there's the middle crust, the in-betweeners, if you will, of kids that are on their own, just getting changed like normal human beings. But another thing I don't understand about changing rooms is why would the PE teachers stand there and watch us get changed? Now, I don't know if this was at anyone else's school, but at my school, there was 2 PE teachers in the changing rooms at all times, staring at us while we were getting changed. And it was a bit uncomfortable, to be honest, being a small child in a changing room getting stared at by middle-aged PE teachers. But anyway, when we would go out onto the pitch, our teachers would always make us do a warm-up and set up the equipment and do the cones and everything. There were always so many cones and we never used them. I remember one lesson, somebody set up the cones wrong. So we all had to do 20 push-ups and another 2 laps around the field. And I don't understand why we had to do that, but it was 20 push-ups and 2 laps. And keep in mind, this was in year 7. So we were 11 and 12 years old, and this is how we were being treated. But the sport I hated doing the most in PE was rugby, because I'm not the biggest person, but I always would get destroyed in rugby. I'd get bloody mullered by everyone else, and I'd be covered in mud, and it was terrible. But there's one thing about PE that is really, really bad. If you happen to forget your sick note and forget your PE kit, you'd have to ask for a spare kit. Now, everybody knows that the spare kit is never, ever, ever washed. So you have to ask for some spare kit, and you go into the spare room, and it's all dark, dirty, and you go in there to pick out your kit, and you pick up a shirt that's either too small or way too big. And you don't even have to put your nose up to it, because you can smell the BO and the sweat that's crystallized, and it now smells like vinegar just coming off it. So you have to hold your nose and put it on. And when you're out there on the pitch, you think you wouldn't be able to smell it, but you can. And everybody stays away from you because they don't want to have their nose cavities invaded by that disgusting smell. But there was this one boy in my PE class. Let's call him Alfred. Alfred usually did the sick note technique, like myself. I can respect that. But he forgot his sick note one day and had to use the spare kit. Now, Alfred was quite a small lad, so most of the spare kit didn't fit him. But that's not what Alfred was worried about. Alfred was worried about that smell. So when the teacher said, Alfred, pick out some spare kit, he said, no. It stinks. Rightfully so. They said, that's too bad, you have to wear it, Alfred. So Alfred said, no, I'm not, and he stormed out of the changing rooms. And you know what? I applaud Alfred for doing that, because somebody needed to wash those kits. Same with the bibs that we used. Everybody always prayed to be on the non-bibs team, because the bibs stank. You never wanted to wear a bib. So if you were on non-bibs, you were living well. And also, what was it about the cool kids putting their bibs on wrong, like half putting it on, or having one arm out of the hole so that they could look cool? Just put your bib over your head, you know, and it doesn't look good. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now. Thank you all for listening. Tell me what you thought of the video, and if you liked it, press the like button. That's what it's there for. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you next time.